This little doggy stocking, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh my goodness, that looks like our puppy dog Lola. In the cart it went. So now she has her own stocking. Now it's time to do the haul from Motown Thrift Store. I have everything that's in that box. I put some things out here on the table. The first thing you saw me put into the cart was one of these bags. I'm not sure which one. It might have been that one. I think I found the other two later on. I'm going to save that and do that a little bit later. I'm going to start with the items that are on the table, and then we'll get to these items. This over here was the second item I threw in the cart. 79 cents. That is a good enough deal for a box of cards. New box of cards, 18 Christmas cards, and it was cute. I need them for Christmas. So I threw those in my cart because I get 25% off. 25% off of all of these items. Plus, if it was a blue tag, it was 75% off. And I think the other one was yellow. If it's yellow tag, then it was 50% off. So this is W, so that's white, but I still get 25% off. I mean, it's no brainers. It's already under $1. I can't even go into the Dollar Tree and buy a box of cards. It would cost me $1.25. So the prices at this place are phenomenal. I am going to keep saying that on repeat, I think, through this whole thing because I love it. In fact, my friend who was also a booth owner. She was like, hey, have you been to Motown Thrift? Yes, I have. And we both at the same time was like, they have great prices. Let me tell you. So I am an everything seller. I know lately I've only been showing you guys vintage items because I haven't been taking that much time to look through the shoes, the pocketbooks, the clothing. It takes a long time to do that. And I already take a long time just to go through all of the vintage aisles and the home good aisles. And, you know, these were always a favorite of mine to pick up, these hiking type of shoe / sandals. You can see they're open in the back there. And these are the strappy ones. They're usually really good sellers, quick flips. These are in phenomenal condition. Just love them. I mean, they are used, but it looks like the person maybe wore them once or twice or bought them and then didn't really wear them. These are high-tech. Look at those treads. Does that look like anybody wore those? Maybe for a minute. $3.98. In the cart. So mostly, depending on the brands, they can sell anywhere from $15 at the low end and $35 at the high end. So I'm always kind of in that middle range. So I would expect to maybe get like $20 for those. And these are in that, you know, $18 to $22 range for these. These are Avias. And these were $1.98. Orange tag. Darn it, orange tags weren't on sale, but for $1.98, I don't even need them to be on sale for that price. Just love that. So it makes for great profit margins when you can buy your items low price. It's not that I'm not going to shop at the other thrift stores. I am, because sometimes you can find something that is worthy of putting into the cart. In the back here, I have this picture. I just thought it was adorable. It's these little girls all dressed up in like old-fashioned clothing there, and they have like a holly, what would you call it? Like a garland, holly garland. And then at the bottom, it has the months of the year down there with the bird and the squirrel. I just thought that was really neat. Now there is a name on there that I have tried to see what it is. I'm trying to get it to focus. If anybody recognizes that. I tried to take a picture of it and make it slightly bigger so I could read it, and it was just blurry. So I don't know what this print is from. But again, for $1.98, I wanted to get it. It was professionally framed, which is great. Love that. And I think I can, this isn't a big seller. This was just like something unique. I was thinking, oh, that might go good in my booth. But I have sold bigger pictures than this on eBay. So I think I can get somewhere between like, $12 and $15 for it. I am definitely going to research it though, for just in case it's worth more than that. In terms of price or flipping it, it's just like a baseball hat. I like to buy things that are under $2 and then sell them in that $15 range. I am so happy with that kind of flip. So these are all Starbucks. The teacups and saucers in the back here, and these ones in the front. So you always see the coffee mugs. You don't always see the teacups. Now, even though this is kind of like a cup mug, obviously it can be used either way. And some Starbucks things are not worth picking up anymore. It's just overly saturated. So these are more modern, but I really like the design on it. I thought it was really cool. And sometimes the more modern items like this, I like putting in my Poshmark. They have that home goods section, and I sell things out of there all the time. And these were 49 cents each. So less than $1 for the two of them. Plus I get the 25% off. Is that a crack on there? I can't tell if that's a crack or a mark. Well, if it's a crack, then this one is not going to be as worth as much. That looks like a crack. Oh, darn it. I get so excited in the thrift store. Also, it could be that happened on the way home or something like that. Anyways, I like putting things like this in my Poshmark closet because I do sell hard goods and I do sell breakables, and I sell mugs on there all the time. That is really bugging me about this one. So pretty. Well, we'll see what happens to this one. So these, now, they all have to be cleaned. I didn't clean anything. See that starfish in there? And then this has like a Santa stocking. When you turn it over, it has an indent there. And then it has the 3D version of it right there. So this actually has to sit like on it there. See how it kind of fit on there? So the plate was 79 cents and the cup was also 79 cents. Oh, no, 49 cents. So what is that, $1.20 roughly? $1.20 before my discount for each one of these. And I think what I'm going to do, because I think I might put it up as this is a set, these two together, and that's a set. And just have it listed that way. Or should I just put them up as a group of 4 together? I just thought that was so neat looking. I love the pattern and the design on them. I think in terms of price, well, except for this one that's, so I typically put up the mugs in that, $12 to $15 range for the mugs. Same with these. So this might be somewhere in that $30 to $32 range for a set of 2. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of. Oh, I almost dropped something next to me there. That's what I'm thinking for the set of 4 there. I just looked a little closer at this one. I gotta be less excited. I was just like, oh, look, there's a green one, there's a red one. Put this one in here. It's chipped too. It might become part of my personal collection, or I hate to do this, put it in my booth as an as-is thing and put like $1 on it or something like that, just so that somebody can pick something up out of my booth that costs them $1, but I don't know, it's broken. I don't know. I gotta think about that. I'm not using my booth to put broken items in, but like, it's still usable. I don't know. Maybe this might end up in my cupboard. So I did pick up these 2 restaurant bowls here. Shenango Pottery, vintage. This one does have a crack on it. And yeah, Yeah, and it does go the whole way through, but it's still a usable bowl. They are dirty. 79 cents a piece, so that's what, like $1.60 for the 2 of those. With the condition issues on this one, it kind of brings down the value, but I'm still thinking I'm going to get, you know, $10 to $12 for these 2 together. This little doggy stocking, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh my goodness, that looks like our puppy dog Lola. In the cart it went. So now she has her own stocking. And here's Lola. Of course she has to have her own stocking. So this was the first bag of ornaments that I put into the cart, mostly because of that one right there. And I'm hoping that there's something else more interesting in there. I don't think I paid a lot. Yeah, $3.98 for this whole bag. I'm definitely going to be able to make profit off of that, even if I was selling the other ornaments for $1 a piece. I think this one is going to be the money maker. And then I have these 2, which are hard to move around because they're so fragile. Oh, just moving them out of that box makes your heart pound a little bit. I did pay up for these, $8.98, and the other one is $6.98. So, as I'm going around the thrift store, this is the story I told you I would tell you if you had watched the Thrift With Me video. I said some lady came up to my cart and she looks in and she sees these vintage ornaments. She's like, oh, that one's really neat. She's pointing right to the car. Well, it's not like I'm going to open that bag and give it to her or anything like that. But she's like, oh, I collect vintage ornaments. I have so many. And I told her, I said, yeah, this one's really neat too. I like this one. She was like, oh, and I said, look, I got another bag. And she's like, oh, I have so many of those. That is so neat. You got a really good deal getting all of these. She says she has so many ornaments. She doesn't know what to do with them. I'm like, oh gosh, like, she's been collecting them for years. And I said, oh yeah, I like to decorate my Christmas tree different each year. Different themes. And she goes, oh yeah, I do the same thing. But just look at all the vintage ornaments in here. Now we're already into the 2nd week of November here. I got to get these going. I got to either put them up online, whatnot sales, and or my booth. I might divide them up and try them all which way, you know. It would be easy to do like a whatnot sale here first, and then whatever doesn't sell, take some to my booth, list some online, kind of like divide and conquer. So that is the plan. But what I'm going to do is for these 3 bags, I'm going to do another video where I'm opening the bags and pulling out the items so you can see what's in there. So that'll be out right after this video. So if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell for notifications if you want to know when those videos are coming out. And let's just keep going here. So the other box I got had ornaments in it too. Look how beautiful they are. Now that one's turned a little bit. So it has these flowers on the one side and then it has like this on the back side. I thought that was so pretty. Now, it says it's from Bonner's, which we know is up in Frankenmuth where they have that giant Christmas store up there. Christmas by Krebs, it says. I thought these were so neat. They definitely look vintage to me. I'm looking, I don't think, yeah, there's nothing on the back here. It doesn't have a year. Yeah, there's no year on this. but it does have a vintage feel to me, but maybe they're meant to look vintage. I didn't even care. I thought, I'm going to sell these as is in their box. Just too pretty. Be great for like a Victorian looking Christmas tree. If you're doing like pinks and golds, it would also work with that. And the last 3 items in this haul are right here. Plastic canvas. I don't know why I'm so attracted to it. I know it was all the rage. I remember my mom and my aunt being into it. They were making all kinds of things with the plastic canvas, but I just thought this was too cute. 49 cents. Again, gotta remember I'm getting 25% discount off of all of these. This is a yellow tag. So this means that... So I got interrupted there. I wasn't sure. I got a phone call in the middle of filming this. Oh, anyways, so yellow tags were 50% off. So I only paid about 25 cents for this, which is fantastic. It's got its little hanging thing. It's just a vintage welcome sign, be put on the wall or on a door. Just thought that was adorable. I don't know. I think I could get like somewhere between $5 and $7 for that. And then there's this little girl. Vintage old wooden frame. That's who did all the needlework on here. Thank you, Kathy. Always so much work goes into these cross-stitch patterns. And I don't know if you guys realize, they're also doing this part the whole way around, not just the middle. They're cross-stitching this whole thing. That's a lot of time. And this one's so cute, and I like the patriotic theme to it. And I thought, oh, that's good for lots of reasons too. I think I'm going to put this initially up on eBay, and then if it doesn't sell in a certain amount of time, then I'm going to move it to my booth. And something as vintage as this, I would also put this up on my Etsy. I do put vintage stuff on Etsy. So if it's vintage, it gets cross-posted. And in some cases, like I'm going to put these on eBay and Poshmark, but these are not vintage, so they are not going on Etsy. I was so fast to show you this item that I never showed you how much it was. $2.98. But that is a B for blue, and blue was 75% off. That is such a deal. And I don't know if I mentioned how much I thought I could get for this, but I think it's in that $12 to $15 range. And then the last thing is under here. It's just labels. At this thrift store, look, the retail store was selling it for $1.99. They had 79 cents. And this is just some labels, like new labels. So I thought I need these for Christmas. In the cart they go. So a couple items for me, one for Lola, and the rest I'm going to be listing up in various places and or taking it to my booth. My total spend on everything I just showed you was $31.70. If you're enjoying my videos, please give me a thumbs up. Drop a comment. I love reading your comments. Subscribe to my channel and hit that bell so you're notified of when the next video is coming out. And the next video will be me opening up this bag, and that one to see what kind of ornaments I have in there, what I'm going to be able to sell, what I'm not going to be able to sell, and what I'm going to do with them. Here is one last look of everything that I got. Do you have any favorites in here? And the more I think about it, this I'm going to keep. It is going to be mine. It is way too damaged to sell. If you haven't joined Whatnot, there are links down below in the description of this video and lots of my other videos. There's a link to become a buyer. Or if you're interested in becoming a seller, there's a link for that too. I sell vintage items on there, and then I also do jewelry sales. I alternate back and forth. So you can follow me as a seller on that platform.